This isn't a video directed at my usual subscribers. It's a genuine request to all those people out there who believe that intelligent design is a genuine scientific theory. Hopefully you'll have watched the video that this is a response to. It's one of my previous videos called The Nature of Science. In it I talk about what science actually is. The scientific process is the following. You have a hypothesis, you infer what the observable evidence for that hypothesis would be. You take repeated observations and experimental data which will either support the hypothesis, in which case it is accepted as a scientific theory, or refute the hypothesis, which means it is discarded and you have to find a new one. Science is concerned with empirical data and empirical data alone. It may be the case that God can be reached through methods other than science, but we're not talking about those, we're talking about finding God through science, which is what intelligent design claims to do. It must be noted that it is only the hypotheses with a lot of evidence that back them up that go on to become scientific theories, such as the theory of evolution, the theory of gravity, etc., etc. Now, my question to all those who propose that intelligent design is a scientific theory, or even a hypothesis, is this. What experimental data confirms or refutes the hypothesis of intelligent design? Because in order for it to be a valid scientific hypothesis, it must be verifiable or falsifiable by empirical evidence. As far as I understand it, the hypothesis of intelligent design is this. Life as we know it on Earth is irreducibly complex, and from that we can infer that there's a creator, or intelligent agency, which is more or less the same thing. Let me be clear here. I'm not even asking you to show me beyond any reasonable doubt that intelligent design is a scientific theory, that it has the standards of evidence that enable it to go from being a mere hypothesis of scientific theory. I'm not even asking that. I'm asking you, what evidence would you need to seek to make intelligent design go from a hypothesis to a scientific theory? Because as far as I can see, there's no evidence that could either confirm or refute it. What evidence could you possibly find that would point to a transcendent being? What physical, empirical evidence could you see to say that a cell is irreducibly complex, or even a human, or even an animal is irreducibly complex is not enough? There's nothing to support the hypothesis that an intelligent agency has created it. If you could tell me what observable empirical data could verify or falsify your hypothesis, then I might just buy that it's valid. But until you can do that, all the ID proponents out there are going to be ridiculed, not out of any prejudice within the scientific community towards evolution, but because they have not presented a valid alternative hypothesis. This is why I found Expelled by Ben Stein so laughable. He goes on and says, evolution has this problem, evolution has this problem. Yes, but problems with the theory of evolution do not automatically become supporting pieces of evidence for the theory of intelligent design, which, as far as I can see, gains support only in the lack of evidence for some areas of evolution. So please answer my question and get back to me.